Okay, we're going to walk through the Block Island water winterizing procedure. First thing you have to do, one of the most important things, if not the most important, turn off the hot water, turn off the water pump. So we're going to drain all the water from this tank by opening kitchen faucet. After a while, you'll start to see that gauge drop, and when it gets to 0, the water should stop coming out of the faucet and you can proceed to the next step. This will take a while though, so probably 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, water stopped coming out of the faucet. It took about 5 minutes. As you can see, there's no pressure on the gauge here, so the pressure is out of the tank. Make sure the valve on the purge hose is off. That's this position with it sticking out. And now we're going to take the purge hose and connect it to the 90-degree angle adapter on the back of the water tank. We're going to tighten it to the point where it's very snug. At this point, we're going to open the valve on the yellow purge hose by rotating it so that it's parallel with the hose. And then we're going to open the blue tank drain valve all the way. It's going to take several turns. Immediately you hear water coming out of the faucet above, going into the sink drain. That's air pushing the water out of the system. We're going to keep an eye on this gauge and make sure it doesn't fall below 20 psi. If it does, you can turn up this knob, but don't go above 40 psi. So you want to keep it between 20 and 40. 30 is great. And you can see that the first bits of air are coming out, but there's still a little bit of water. And then we're going to switch it over to the hot side and do that one separately. Maintaining 20 psi on the right gauge. Over to the bathroom. Flushing the toilet sounds normal at first, but as air starts to come out of the flush valve, it'll start to squeal. You want to hear that squeal sound nice and even, and that's how you know that nothing but air is coming out. Like that. We'll do the shower, and we'll close the toilet supply valve just to make sure that we don't waste our air. Still getting the last bits of water out of the shower. Can't forget this guy. Just wanted to make sure that the air wasn't getting too low. And it looks good. It's about halfway on the left gauge. It is definitely working hard. Okay, we're back in the kitchen. We're going to repeat the process again. Oh look, new water. Hot side, new water. See why we have to do this several times? Run out of air. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Back to the bathroom. Good. Good. Toilet. I hear water. Okay. So now it's screaming. When you hear that screaming steadily, that means it's just air coming out and there's no water. And then the shower. Sounds good. Cold, hot side. Oh, I got water. So the hot water side really likes to, I don't know. All right, we're good. Really likes to fill up again. Once you can open the faucet on every single fixture and get nothing but air, you're mostly done with the air compressor and you can disconnect it. Unfortunately, the camera was not rolling while I did this. Okay, I don't know if I just got that. So I depressurized the system by closing this valve, closing the blue screw valve, turned off the compressor, and then I opened the cold side of the faucet and waited until that gauge dropped to 0. And now it's time to pull the filter housing, which needs to be done when the system's not under pressure. So I'm going to push this red button and until it stops hissing. And now I'm going to grab the strap wrench and throw it on here. And it needs to turn lefty-loosey like this. So this side of the housing is going to go this way. So you have to kind of jockey the wrench around to get it to work like that. Like this. And now grab the strap and lever it this way gently. Okay, I need to take another bite on the strap. Sometimes you have to pull the strap tight and then go in again. And it's also a lot easier with 2 hands. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take the strap wrench off and unscrew this with my hand. And it's very heavy, so kind of have to be ready when it comes off. There we go. That's not bad with one hand, but this is my second time. Now we have the old filter and the housing and the little O-ring that fell out. Take the filter out. Dump the housing. Make sure there's nothing important in there. Looks like it's just gunk. Okay. Grab the gasket. We have a new one of those for next spring. We have a new filter. Dump the bucket. And then bring the filter housing back in. And just set it right there. You need the bucket because we're going to do hot water next. All right, I've got the bucket lined up here. I'm going to unscrew this fitting here. No water came out. That's because we blew it all out, but we're doing this anyway. Same thing on this side. Unscrew this, opposite direction because it's now facing you. Notice that I'm unscrewing this piece here, not this one close to the machine. Okay, again, no water. That's good. And now it's time to go below. Underneath the house, get these two guys. This one and this one. We're gonna pop those off. They shouldn't be too tight. Yep, not too bad. We're gonna pull that out, gonna get some water, but nothing too crazy, hopefully. Yep, just a puff. Set that there for a second. Do the other one. Gotta think about which way to turn this. This one's tighter. Or am I going the wrong way? Yes, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. So we gotta go back this way. There we go. Yeah, it definitely should feel like it's loosening when you turn it. Little puff of water. Stick those plugs right there. Dry them off really good. Stick it in this bag. There we go. Seal up the bag really well so no water gets in. There's a paper towel in there to absorb whatever is in the plugs. Done underneath.
Time to purge the water heater. Here you can see I'm pressing the air purge hose against the water input side, and I'll turn this switch, which will cause it to blow air through the heater itself.
Okay, what I just did is put this up against here, and then I opened that valve, and that blew air through the water heater, which sprayed out the other side. I have a bucket here to catch any drips, and when I was getting nothing but air, then I stopped, closed this valve, shut off the air compressor. Now that the plumbing is all drained, it's time to turn some attention to the drains. The drains have to be, they hold a small amount of water in what's called the trap. That would be this part right here. And maybe some in the pipes too. So I'm just gonna dump about 2 cups of RV antifreeze down the drain. Do a little for this guy too. Okay, and then we're gonna go around to the bathroom. Dump that in there. All right. The toilet, a little for you. We'll get them out in there. You want it to be about that color, I think. Then we're gonna do the tank. The tank has water in it. I am not inclined to do anything about the water that's in that tank other than just to treat it with antifreeze. This is safe antifreeze for septic systems. So I'm actually going to dump quite a bit in there. I don't want it to freeze. I'm running out. I'm going to go grab another bottle. This one was about half full, so you can expect to use about half a bottle. Okay, we're going to do the tub next. Dump about 2 cups in there. I think that's it.